We have arrived at episode 8 of Batman Caped Crusader. And in this episode, we get to meet a bunch of Batman's Robins that won't be Robins. We also learn that Cooties in the 1940s can be downright dangerous, and also a public service announcement for parents who may have a child afflicted with a strange supernatural ability. Yep, all that and more. Let's dive into this episode. We begin this episode at an orphanage where we see a young boy waking up another one to go into the woods to check on something. No, it's not that creepy that you're thinking about. Apparently, the Carnival is in town, so he wants to show him what's going on. Now, the strange thing about this is that this is Dick Grayson and this is Jason Todd. Yes, you heard that right. Two of Batman's Robins, young and also doing their stuff. So since this is Dick Grayson and we're not seeing him suiting up to be Robin or, at the circus with his parents or anything like that, we can assume that he's not going to be becoming Robin in this. Still don't know about Barbara Gordon being Batgirl because she's literally in everything. So they're watching the circus there, and Dick Grayson is telling him that they should go closer and stuff like that, and he's telling him no, they shouldn't. When this creepy girl appears and starts to dare them to come with her. Now, just me, but the pale skin, glassy eyes, and creepy stare with the black hair might raise a few eyebrows, honestly, that maybe this chick is not someone you should follow anywhere at all. But, she does the whole, are you scared or whatnot and thing, and, good old Dick Grayson follows her into a creepy trailer. Never follow a weird girl into a creepy trailer, people. That never works out. Well, you can guess. Well, then suddenly she locks the door and approaches him, and he screams out. That's what happens. So Batman begins here and all of that. They're at this. So Bruce Wayne, his date, and a few others are at the carnival. He tries to hit the thing to make it, but he has to hold back so no one realizes how strong he actually is. Takes a picture with her and all of that. And yes, if you're wondering, apparently this really is Lois Lane, because this is how Lois Lane used to look when they had the Superman series from the 1940s in black and white, and this looked like Jimmy Olsen. So yeah, maybe we will see Superman in this at some point, maybe not, whatever, anything is possible. So yeah, they're all out there doing what they can. Bruce is there talking with them. This is Dr. Leslie Tompkins. She runs the orphanage. Bruce knows her. His family's done a lot of work. Harvey Dent is there also trying to drum up support for his campaign, such as possibly taking pictures with the kids who all look bored to tears and want to go off and play rather than stand around with this creepy man who's using them for clearly public image business. All of that. So they go. So Bruce and his date goes in to see this doctor, who I think his name is Anton, yes, who has some experiment that he's showing that could make people strong to do certain things. He needs a volunteer. Has this guy come up and try to lift this weight. He can't. And then you see this girl from the crowd. Yes, she is the girl from before. And she's a plant in the crowd. They put someone in the crowd, pretend that they don't know them, and then ask them to come up and demonstrate how amazing this thing is. But they all know what's going on. She tries to lift it, can't. Goes in, electronic thing comes there. She comes back out and she comes back out now and then easily lifts the weight. Yes, everybody's clapping and all happy about that and stuff. And then she changes into her creepy black get-up and does a wrong Little Jason Todd from last night is still looking for his friend who never came back. So she decides to take him to where the child is. Meanwhile, Harvey Dent is at the dunking machine having people throw things at him to dunk him. She takes Jason to where Dick is. He looks drained. She holds him up with one hand. Yes, at this point you should probably realize there is something very wrong with this girl, right? At one point, and then yes, people, cooties are very dangerous in the 1940s. Apparently, it gives the little girls the ability to suck the very life essence out of you. Don't ask me how that works. It just happens, and she's sucking the life out of him because apparently that's what she does. And then her brother shows up, was the scientist from the thing. His name is Anton, and she apparently has some kind of condition where she has to suck the life energy out of people to keep going. She also has some kind of aversion to sunlight and all of this, right? She's done it before where she sucked the life out of children, but never to the point of killing them. They will recover after a period of time. He tells her to stop. She does the whole guilt trip of how you don't want me to survive and all of this, and he needs to help her, so he decides to let her continue sucking more life force out of the young child, because that's how it works. Yes, look at the fear in that child's eyes. So some of the children have gone missing, and Dr. Tompkins wants some help to find them, but Harvey Dent is too busy dealing with his business with Rupert Thorne to get involved in that. So she tells Bruce, and he goes off looking for them. Harvey Dent meets with Rupert Thorne and his people there, his right-hand guy, and they come to make a donation to his campaign, but they also want him to let some guy who is prosecuting, they want him to let him go, because that's how things work. I'm giving you money to do things, you're going to do what I say. That's how that goes. So Bruce is looking around for they're also missing another girl. Another girl has also gone missing. So when Bruce goes looking, that he encounters the bearded woman, the strong man, and a few others from there, and tells them that he's looking for this young girl who's gone missing. So what do? Gang up and kick his ass because they think he's some kind of pervert. Yeah, they really give him the old what's for. He wakes up later, goes back to his car, and changes into his Batman outfit to go looking. Anton comes back and finds his sister sucking the life force out of another child. This time a young girl with blonde hair. And yes, she is actually, spoiler, right, who at one point in time was one of Batman's Robins as well. So yeah, that's 3 Robins we've met so far. Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, and this one. Why is the name escaping me at the moment? But yeah, so that's 3 we've met so far, right? He tells her that she needs to stop doing this, that she has to get some help. She gets angry about it, says that he doesn't want to live, and she pushes him back into this and drops this thing onto him. Alright? He is there in clear pain, telling her that he can't move his legs. Please help me. And she's all like, who's being a baby now? And leaves him there. Right? Meanwhile, Dr. Tompkins is looking around while they're closing up the Carnival. Batman goes there and finds Killer Croc and tells him he needs information. They go, Harvey then gets his money, and they remind him that he needs to let this guy who's prosecuting go. Right? Dr. Tompkins tells Harvey then that the children are missing. He goes and searches for them. Batman finds the kids, the 3 of them who have gone missing. He also meets the doctor. He also meets her brother Anton, who tells him that the kids will be fine after a little time, they will recover, that she can't help herself. She keeps sucking the life energy out of people. She has this condition that causes her to do that. Yes, her name is Natalia. So he tells her that, and he tells him that he needs to stop her before she does anything else. Anton begs him to save her, but she's just a little girl, and he needs to help her, and then he dies because she broke his back and left him there crushed underneath this bookcase dying. So that's what happens. Then we meet another one of Batman's Robins. Yep, this is the one. Why am I forgetting their names all of a sudden? But this is Carrie Kelly. That's it, Carrie Kelly. Yes, she was the one from the whole, when Batman got older and stuff, and she was the Robin there. She had the slingshot, yeah, with the haircut that kind of makes her look like a little boy. And she is out there with her slingshot practicing for whoever it is going after these kids and attempting to suck them, because she wants to find them and do that, right? Natalia shows up, tries to do that, takes her into the woods. She doesn't want to go. She ain't having it anymore and tries to suck the life energy out of her. But of course, good old Carrie Kelly is the only one capable of getting away. Kicks her in the stomach and takes off running. And Natalia isn't very happy about that. She decides to hunt her down so she could suck the life out of her, because she's very pissed. Very pissed, yeah. Batman sees the commotion and goes off looking for them. She's chasing her through the woods, really stalking her, good old horror movie style. She hides, thinks she's gotten away, and then she comes back, decides to try and suck the life out of her again. Starts to do it, because apparently that's a thing. Batman comes and throws her to the side and tries to get her to stop, but she won't listen. She's pretending to be hurt. He goes over to check on her, and then she grabs him and throws him violently into a tree. Yes, because she needs to suck more life out of everybody, including him. Right? That's how these things work, people. Apparently, when you're a mad lunatic who's drunk on sucking the life energy out of people, Batman tries to tell her that, what would your brother say about this? And she's all, my brother will forgive me. He always does. And then decides to attack him. Again, apparently sucking life energy gives you strange, inhuman powers. God won't listen and decides to attack. Decides to grab her, and she's there. Honestly, I think this is a point where we should stop for a public service announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, are you the parent or guardian of a child that has a strange affliction that causes them to suck the life energy out of children or pretty much anyone around them? And you're thinking, I don't want my child to be restricted. I want my child to know that he or she can accomplish anything. So I'm going to be as free and open with them as possible so they can do all the things that they need to do. Well, that's all well and dandy, but children need boundaries. They need to be told no. And when you don't tell your child no, they will then violently slam you repeatedly into a tree. Remember, your children need discipline. And discipline means you won't always be your child's your child's friend. You have to tell your children no, or else they will violently and repeatedly slam you into a tree. Don't be like that. Don't. Tell your children no. They will thank you one day. This has been a public service announcement Also, if your child does experience or exhibit any strange behavior of sucking the life energy out of people, you should really call a doctor or priest, whatever works for you, or both. Couldn't hurt. Okay, so that's the end of that public service announcement. We're back to this now. After she violently slammed Batman into a tree, he informs her that her brother is dead. And she doesn't believe it, starts to suck the life energy out of him. But luckily, Carrie Kelly intervenes. And then, he tells her it's not a lie. Your brother really is dead. She doesn't want to believe him. No, you're lying. It's not true. I mean, how can you think it's not true? You violently shoved him into a bookcase where he broke his back, got crushed under said bookcase, and you left him there to die. What were you expecting? He was going to get up 2 seconds later and do another freaking moonwalk? You killed him. Come on. What the hell? How is that shocking to you? Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, she starts to cry and all of that, doesn't want to. And then the sun starts to come up. And apparently, like I say, she has this affliction to sunlight which causes her to burn. She doesn't want Batman to help her, but he does anyway. Carrie Kelly tells him that you should just leave her there. She's a monster. Yes, you can, but he covers her up because he remembers the promise that he made to her brother and starts to walk off with her. Carrie Kelly goes with him. And that's how the strange case of I like to suck the life energy out of people because I have cooties came to an end. Yeah, that's the weird part. So back at the hospital, Carrie Kelly is regaling the rest of Batman's Robins with the case of how she helped Batman stop the life-sucking little strange creepy girl. And, Bruce is there with Dr. Tompkins and all, and they're all happy and stuff. Harvey Dent is in court, and the guy who's supposed to get prosecuted is as smug as ever because he believes he's going to get away because, Dent has to do that. But Harvey has a change of heart and sides, his original plan in running for mayor was to do good to help the city, and he's not going to compromise that. So he agrees to prosecute the man. Right? He's shocked at it and gone and all of this. Rupert Thorne's man was in the was at the courthouse watching what was going on. Harvey Dent goes into the restroom and washes up. And then he's all happy, and then, as he's about to leave, Rupert Thorne comes in, tells him that he made a mistake and threw acid in his face. Yeah. Literally threw acid in his face. And that was the end of that episode. Now, as this episode goes, this one actually wasn't that bad. Natalia Knight, aka Nocturne, is a villain from Batman comics and stuff that they have done some stuff with before. Making her into a child this time and the consequences of what she does and what she's doing is actually really important to be done. Throwing in Batman's, Robins as a bunch of kids is, I'm guessing they was going for this should make these characters more important role, but I really don't see it. It was just kind of a lazy attempt at getting some nostalgia points there. Honestly, you could have just used random kids. You really could have. You didn't necessarily need to go down the road to do that. You could have just used random kids, but they don't do it already. Clearly, we won't be seeing any of these kids as Robins unless they decide to do something dramatic as usual, but that's what happens. Harvey Dent, once again caught in a difficult situation, wanting to do good, but ending up in this situation where he's forced to confront his morals and do the right thing. Him getting the acid thrown in his face by Rupert Thorne's guys. It wasn't thing, but it would have been a little more dramatic had it happened in the courtroom. That would have done something a lot more dramatic to the whole thing had it happened in the courtroom. Well, then you could have said, well, okay. But overall, the episode was not that bad at all. Batman having to deal with, well, yet again, another villain, this time was in his comfort zone, a child who's not completely aware of what they're doing, but, can't stop themselves. Okay. For Batman Caped Crusader Season 1, Episode 8, I will give this episode a 2.6 out of 5. It's actually pretty good. Had they not put in the nostalgia bit with the Robins, this episode could have easily gotten like about a 3.7 or something, but 2.6 I'll give for this, which is actually pretty good considering the episode. So yeah, not bad. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like, be able to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell, be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.